let's hear what Ron McDole had to say, because I actually went one-on-one with Ron McDole, and he is the dancing bear. That's the guy that I was talking about, is the dancing bear. So let's see what Ron McDole had to say about that old team.
Dancing Bear, talk about how you got that name.
Well, Sonny kind of tagged that on to him, and it was from the Paul Mall in Georgetown, Paul Lucas on that, and we were down there on Monday or Tuesday. I remember Pat Summerall was there, and who was the other kid from Philadelphia? Brookshire. And anyway, we were talking about, and I think it was that Sonny said he could dance on one of those little cocktail things longer than I could. And he fell off before I did, so they started calling me the Dancing Bear, and they took it up above, and I think everybody thought they called me the Dancing Bear because I looked like a bear out on the field, but they didn't realize I got it in the bar. But anyway, it was fun, and a lot of guys had nicknames and stuff like that, but that's how they really get created. Somebody tags a name on you one way or something like that, but it was funny.
What's your fondest memory of playing for the Redskins?
Oh, gosh. I was very fortunate. I used to block a lot of kicks and things like that, and I had interceptions. But we played in Minnesota here one year, and we were way ahead of them and went in the locker room and then came back out, and they scored about 30 points. And they came down at the end of the ball game, and they were on about the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, and they had to kick a field goal to win the game, and I blocked the kick. And that was probably the individualist thing, because that's one thing that I could say I did. I actually stopped them from winning the game. Of course, they could have missed it.
But no, you blocked that
right.
punt.
So that stayed there. But there was,
you actually came straight through that line.
Yeah,
I remember that.
There's a long story behind that. Well, Ron, we used to do things like it. Today, I don't think they even work on it. We used to work on things like, because we were always on the field. We never came off, in a sense. Like they didn't take us in and out for running situations or passing. You went out there and you played the whole time unless you got hurt. And it was very unusual. And so when there was a lot of scoring. So every time it was Ranieri, I think, is the best tackle in the Hall of Fame. They finally got in the Hall of Fame, but one of the best tackles I ever played against. And I would take it inside on him all the time, and so on. And then all of a sudden, when I didn't go inside, I went the other. He bit on the inside move, and I went around him. And he said, first thing he said, "You got me, you got me." So those things happen. You work on them, not always.
What's the biggest differences now in pro football and the NFL?
A lot of money. No, the biggest difference is that the players train to be professional athletes, really do. They start, parents, because there's a lot of money involved in now. Like when I was started out, I was playing baseball. I wanted to be a baseball player, and I went to university, that kind of stuff. But it's just that there's so much money involved, and getting kids into school and paid for it's such a big thing now. And so the players almost seems like a lot of them are like hired guns. They come, they change teams. It's hard. Very few teams are like starting. And when we played, you build a team and you want to keep them together. Like the Packers were, and people like that a long period of times, and the Giants and stuff like that. And now it's like, well, look at this year. I'm from an old ex-Buffalo Bill for many years, and no one gave them a chance. And then look at the 49ers, and there's teams, and the Lions, for example, like one-year wonders. Those teams are serious. But that's the difference. You can make some trades, get some people moving around, get a coach in the right place. You got a team. Now you can create teams in a hurry.
All right, can we ever have another team like that?
I think that's where the cohesiveness comes into play again. You can build a team like what the Steelers have done over the years, Indianapolis Colts, the Ravens, for instance. Mm-hmm. It's possible to do it in today's day and age, but the Redskins need layers and layers of depth, and you get that depth through the draft. And that draft was totally neglected in recent years. We hardly had any picks. That's how you build a team.
And you know what, but it'll be hard because with free agency and everything, that didn't happen back then, those days. Those guys played for 5 or 6, 7 years with the same team, but normally these days that doesn't happen too often.
All right. Well, hopefully the Redskins will get it together and we'll have a good, strong defense. It looks like it's a strong defense in the making right now, especially with Kerrigan and Orakpo.
Yeah.
Well, Kerrigan's a
I
star
mean, those
in the
guys
making.
are studs.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get it together. They're going to have to find somebody to replace London Fletcher in a few years, though.
Oh, yeah. But I think he's got maybe two
Got
more
a couple
years.
more
About
years.
2 more.
Yeah, a couple
His
more
motor
years.
is still
Yeah.
going very strong
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
16 tackles against the Cowboys.
That's a lot of tackles for a linebacker.
Well, let's talk about this game this weekend. The Redskins and the Seahawks. Who do you pick in that game?
I'm going to take Seattle in that
You
game.
got it. Okay.
Seattle's a very hard place to play, as the Redskins have learned in recent years, losing 2 playoff games there. I think that what happened against the Cowboys may be an anomaly in terms of
you're
what the
right.
Redskins can do. I think they're going to come out flat against Seattle, and they're going to probably stay that way for the remainder of the season. I mean, it's easy for them to get up for the Cowboys. They know it's a rivalry game, although looking back at these guys who played in the 70s, it doesn't hold the same intensity as it did back then. But they knew it was a rivalry game and a game they really wanted to win. I don't think they're going to beat Seattle.
What do you think, Donna?
It's going to be hard because you're on the road and you have to look at this team to see can they play back-to-back game offensively good. Seattle has 2 big cornerbacks that the Redskins are going to have to go up against. But I mean, they can be beat, but I think for the Redskins, it's going to be tough because I haven't seen them put together 2 back-to-back games yet. And like you said, they were playing against their rivals, Cowboys.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the rest of the NFL. The 49ers and the Packers right now are on top of the NFC. And, of course, the Packers are rolling. They are really playing well. And what do you guys think there? Who's going to last out at the end?
I think the Packers are going to take it all in the NFC, but I don't think they're going to go undefeated in the regular season. I think what New England did a few years ago, that's not going to be repeated for a while. And you see they even lost in the Super Bowl. Somebody's going to beat the Packers along the way, but I think they're going to outlast the 49ers.
And they're pretty solid. And when you look at San Francisco, though, that's another good team that has surprised everybody. But when you've got Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback like him, and all the other weapons that you got on that team, they're really balanced. They're a balanced team. And that's the reason why they probably don't want to go undefeated, because headed into the playoffs, you got that one oops, and you probably want to get that out the way before the playoffs.
Can I just say this about Jim Harbaugh, the 49ers coach? He deserves a lot of credit for what he's done this year. You got to remember, they were in a lockout in the offseason. So you have a new coach coming in right now, and they are 9-1 at this point. That's a phenomenal achievement.
But the good thing about it is he has those same players, but it's just a different coach. And it's amazing that he's got them playing better than they were last year.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you, Marvin.
Again, it's always a pleasure having you with us. And we'd also like to Mike's books. Talk about your book.
I have 2 books that I've written. One is the Washington Redskins Football Vault, and the other one is the Redskins Encyclopedia. Right. And for more information, anyone can go to my website, which is redskinshistorian.com. I also want to say that I'm going to start hosting a radio show on Sports Talk 570 called Redskins Legacy. It'll debut on Sunday from 9:30 to 10.
All right.
Outstanding.
All right. Well, we hope everybody has an enjoyable Thanksgiving, a tasty Thanksgiving. For you guys, you like turkey? You guys like turkey?
Roasted turkey.
I like turkey.
Not
I like
really.
turkey.
Not really.
I ate all the turkey
as long as
it's tailgate.
As long as we don't consider the Redskins turkeys, right? All right. So, Donna, for Donna and Mike, I'm Marvin Jackson, and for all of us with the Sideline Report, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.